Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, he will play in the Super Bowl against his brother Jason, who is the center for the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles-Chiefs Sunday in the Super Bowl. Right now 70 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Talk to me like lovers do. The rain, here comes the rain again. Raining in my head like a freaking tragedy. Oh, I feel for you. This isn't self-inflicted. This isn't all about me. I've been out all week. I've been out there enjoying the weather. Early February. I've been chipping. I've been putting. I've been working on some short irons, but I feel for you. I do. I mean, tomorrow, it's your day off, right? You're grinding right now. You're getting home. You're like, look at all these morons. They don't know how to merge. You got the Jacksonville rain, which brings the Jacksonville coma. And it doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter anything, right? It's just, it's crowded out there, man. Everything is under construction, no matter which way you're headed. So, enjoy yourself. Head home. We'll try to entertain you here over the next couple of hours. But, you know, I do feel bad if you have a boating excursion scheduled for tomorrow. If you are planning on playing golf like I am tomorrow. If you're planning on taking the kids to the swimming pool or to the beach tomorrow. If you're going shopping and doing things indoors, I could care less. I mean, wow. Yeah, bring your umbrella, you know, one of those type of deals. But I hate it. I do. I hate it for you. I hate it for the hard people who work day in, day out. You look so forward to this weekend, and then Mother Nature does her part. All right, it is the big game weekend. Not going to call it, well, I guess I can call it the Super Bowl weekend, but if you're having a party, it's certainly the big game. It's the big game party. And you know, I got a Valentine's dinner tomorrow night with a bunch of couples out in St. Aug after my round of golf. So right now, I don't even have anything planned. This is like I can't remember the last time I honestly had nothing planned for Super Bowl Sunday, and it's actually kind of cool because I have a feeling with the knuckleheads that I'm out with tomorrow night that it could get dangerous. It could go into the wee hours of the morning in Ballou's bar, and I would be in absolutely no condition for a big game party, even though the game starts, what, at like 6:30, something crazy like that. That's the other side of it, is if you are expected to go overboard on Sunday. That's got to be aggravating. I mean, it's kind of cool, honestly, to just kick back and watch a game and listen to a game. And, you know, if you're in charge of hors d'oeuvres, or if you're in charge of cocktails, or if you're in charge of entertaining all of these people who are coming in and out of your home, I can see where that is being that can be an aggravation. But as of right now, 6:04 here on a Friday, I got nothing planned. How about you, JJ? You going to a big game party on Sunday?
Hell no, Rick.
Well, you know what?
Maybe this is amateur hour on Sunday. I stay at home. I like to watch the game. I don't like to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy. I don't want to speak for you, but we can open this up at 641-1010 on the text line by Lifetime Enclosures, and we can Uber and just show up somewhere if you want to invite us
like
over.
Like a listener's house, or
right? And listen, I don't think it's rude if we let them know right now that we're not going to bring anything. except for ourselves.
I'll bring something special.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I mean.
Out the back door?
Yeah.
Type it. Hey, how was that Rihanna concert, man? How was that halftime entertainment?
Come get me when it's over.
Yeah. You're outside thinking, JJ's going to be out thinking, wasn't The Who playing? And, wasn't it, I don't know, Prince, whatever. But, this is the end. And for many, it is so sad because football goes away now for a long period of time. I did see yesterday it was released, Florida State's spring schedule with a couple of practices in early March. Then they'll get away for, spring break. I think they have 2 practices before spring break, and then they have about a dozen more before April 15th and the spring game over in God's country. But, for many, it's hard. And I don't blame you for it. I'll be the first to raise my hand. The Bruins haven't played in 10 days. And this has been really hard for me. And I'm it's like self-evaluation. I'm like, why has it been hard? I mean, you watch the Bruins play, 3 days or so a week, but they played on, I think they played on a Wednesday or maybe it was a Thursday, and then they took the rest of the week off, and last weekend was the All-Star festivities, and they've gone the entire week where we've had a full slate of games in the NHL from Monday on. They don't play tomorrow until 3 o'clock against the Washington Capitals. So that's 10 days. And, I've kind of found myself kind of kicking things around like, oh, okay, enough's enough. I get it. Now drop the puck. You guys play 82 games. How you taking 10 days off? For those of you who are football only, I mean, that's going to be hard on you, okay? We're going to try to come up with some other things to perhaps suggest that you could do during the off season. And once again, don't be so quick to give away the months, the weeks, the days, okay? Unfortunately, we see people dying every single day. Enjoy this weekend in February. Enjoy next week in February. I actually think February is a good month. Pitchers and catchers report. We've got the Daytona 500. Tiger Woods announced today that he'll play next week at the Genesis. Obviously, he's been the host there, but Tiger hasn't played since St. Andrews in July. Tiger Woods a year ago played 9 competitive rounds, 3 majors. And that was the first time he had played since, the crash. He finished 47th at the Masters. He withdrew from the PGA Championship after the 3rd round, and he missed the cut at the Open. The last regular non-major event that he has played in was back at the 2020 Zozo Championship. So Tiger Woods next week at Riviera. Hey, to me, that's must view. I mean, that is absolutely appointment television. Do we expect Tiger Woods at 47 to come back and make a serious run? What's been lost in all this, with all of the folks who went to the Live, it certainly doesn't make it more difficult for Tiger. Now, we got to find out who's available and not, and who is not available in majors. We have seen what is going on with the Masters in early April. We're aware of that. And they are going to be able to play. We're less than 30 days away from the Players' Championship, which forever has been considered a 5th major. And I got to believe last year's champion and everyone else who crossed that line will not be a part of it coming up here in early March with the Players' Championship. All right. David Lamb has said this for decades, and I agree with the guru. I think Monday should be a national holiday. I really do. Why not? Why not give sports is such a huge part of our life. Why not a national holiday on Monday if you're going to put the game out there that late on a Sunday night? 6:30. The game doesn't get over till 10. I just spent a couple of minutes talking about family and friends and the parties that you go to. Why not a holiday on that Monday? I know others would say, no. Give me the first round Thursday. Give me the first round Friday of the NCAA college basketball tournament when you have 16 games on Thursday and you have 16 games on Friday. And okay, that's exciting. The difference there for me is that I love football a lot more than I do love basketball. So obviously it's all subjective, and I have an agenda. I like the game better on the field as opposed to being on the court. Now, I know that with whatever's going, I mean, listen, if there's one thing we've learned recently, that if you don't agree with someone, it's more than you just being wrong. Let's get personal here. Let's start, maybe you can start with my body shape. Maybe you can go to the fact that my neck is actually shrunk into my shoulders. That's available for you. And we're on YouTube right now. I'll take off these. Have you seen?
We are. You look great.
If you notice the size of these earlobes, I never really talk about. Look at these bad boys. I mean, they are legitimately. I could lose 5 pounds. I know Hicken had a back's wax yesterday. If we came in here and snipped off or opened it up and stuck one of those earrings in there, like some of the
a gauge,
like some of the freaks have,
the gauges,
I'd lose 5 pounds on both my left side and right side of my head.
Never noticed.
Yeah,
but what's even weirder is the people who have none.
Well, may's good.
They're creepy.
Hey, I'm going to Costa Rica in a week. I need to lose 10 pounds. Yeah, snip off my earlobes. That'd be the best way for it. So if you don't agree with the Monday holiday, I have 2 options for you. Blame David Lamb because I got the idea from him, or come at me and tell me why. I always love the other side. I love the complaint. I love it. And somehow I have a feeling this is going to be politically motivated. We'll see. Will the woke crowd let me have it? Will the conservative crowd let me have it? Will those who've been getting out of the rack after Super Bowl Sunday for the last 57 Super Bowl Sundays, and they're going to do it again on Monday, tell me that I do not know what I'm talking about? Hey, it's free for you, and we enjoy the entertainment. 641-1010, best way to get us. That is on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. All right, a lot to do after last night. Today, it was announced, Chad Hall, wide receiver coach. I did not know an awful lot about this young man. I did go back and forth with Adam Kaplan, who I've known for a very long period of time. And Kaplan, to me, is one of the better NFL insiders. He's not there with Rappaport and Schefter and guys like that. But texted me back and forth today, and I mentioned Chad Hall, and I was like, well, tell me a little bit about him. He was here for like a week in like 2014, 2015, when he was trying to make the Jaguars as a wide receiver. But Adam Kaplan told me flat out today, he is possibly the best wide receiver coach in the NFL. He loves his players, and more importantly, his players love him. So, Keenan McCardell, I think, was the individual that most wanted back here. And I even presented, a possibility of, Keenan has interviewed for the offensive coordinator position at a couple of places, including in Tampa Bay. We know that Jim Bob Cooter here has interviewed for the offensive coordinator for a couple of places, including Carolina, including obviously Tampa Bay. It seems like so many of these decisions have really been slowed down. I mean, Jim Irsay earlier in the week said this is going to take days, not hours. And the thinking is that it's probably Jeff Saturday who's going to hang on to that job, which I just can't believe. Gus Bradley, there have been reports the teams have tried to interview Gus Bradley, who would become a very popular candidate for the defensive coordinator position around the league, and that has been blocked. And regardless of who the coach is, he will remain as a defensive coordinator. And I think it works with Gus because he's so likable and his personality really resonates with about everyone. But I've never liked that in general. Okay? If you're going to blow it up, you blow it up. If the coach elects to keep some coaches with you, well, that's another thing. And, we saw that with Doug Peterson. He elected to keep a couple of position coaches on this staff when he was hired 1 year ago. But anyway, my point was, if you lost Jim Bob Cooter, you lost Chris Jackson, your wide receiver. He's now the passing game coordinator at Texas. If Jim Bob got that job, yeah, I was kind of hoping for maybe a 2-for-1. Could you give McCardell, a glorified title and make him the passing game coordinator / wide receivers coach? Could that have worked? Apparently that's not the case. Instead, it is Chad Hall, young guy. I do not know a lot about him, but I did a little bit of digging earlier today, and I was absolutely blown away by the review. Apparently, this is a huge hiring today for Doug Peterson. And, I can think back 2 years ago where, honestly, Jacksonville may have had the worst position coach in all of the NFL in Sanjay Lau. Okay, he had no respect from Urban Meyer. He had no respect for his wide receiver core. I watched him throw the tablet. I'll never forget the wheel route that Chenault ran. And Lawrence missed him. Okay, Lawrence just flat out missed him. And he went in a different direction. And LaVisca was wide open. Okay, and I was the reporter. I was right behind the bench. And I knew it was big. And this was, I don't want to say timid Travis. This was rookie Travis. This was earning your keep. Early in his career, Trevor absolutely would not get in anyone's face. It was all his fault. And if someone else made a mistake, always a pat on the back type of guy. Again, he's a rookie. I don't think you would expect anything else. We did see his transition this year where he showed emotion. He threw the helmet. He got fired up. Where did he walk? What game was it again when he walked on and he waved at the fans? Where was that again? Do you remember, JJ? All these games seem to run together for him. Remember when he came off the bench and waved? Was it at Houston?
What was the game where they had when they were kneeling the ball at the end? Was it the Jets?
Yeah, you had a little bit. I think it was the New York Jets.
It was that same game, I think.
Maybe it was. But anyway, we saw him grow as a leader. Okay, and then you look at his love letter 2 days ago. I mean, my God. I mean, this guy at the age of 23.
Titans fans.
It was absolutely unbelievable. Was it in Nashville?
Yes.
Okay. But anyway, going back to that play, they weren't on the same page. And Trevor walks over and gets to Chenault and tells him that is 100% my fault. I missed it. And then Lau is there with Chenault, and they're talking about how it could have been a better route, but they're on the tablet, and then out of nowhere, someone had to inform Urban Meyer that they were no longer on defense and that they were now on defense. And I literally watched Urban press stop on his cassette tape, and from what I understand, he was listening to old school Pink Floyd, like Relics or Metal, some stuff like that. He walks over.
My personal favorite.
Yeah, Metal's very good. And he walks over and just lights up. Just lights him up. Both Lau and Chenault. And this is 20 seconds after Lawrence walked over and said, that was me. That was my fault. Well, Myra came over, said his deal, about maybe 5 to 7 seconds worth of a grounding, just letting it all out. He turns around, takes 4 steps, and there it goes. Sanjay Lau with the tablet and LaVisca Chenault with the shaking of the head. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to witness that, and you could also feel at that particular time just how incredibly bad things were here in Jacksonville. All right, get off. I did get off just a little bit as far as what I was talking about topic-wise, but hey, that's going to happen every once in a while. Anyway, Chad Hall. Don't know a lot about him. We're going to find out more, but my understanding, again, is that today's hire is a very good one for the Jaguars. Before we hit our first break, let me tell you this, all right? this is my honest opinion, and this is why this offseason, even though it's going to be so lengthy for you, it's so different from a year ago. For instance, I want to talk about these odds a little bit on the other side. You see today the Jaguars' odds to win the Super Bowl next year is 25-1. You know, last year at this time, Jacksonville was 100-1 to win the Super Bowl. They're 25-1 right now. And my guess is, if you think it's going to happen, you better get on it sooner than later. These odds aren't going to 30 and 35. They're going to drop to 22 or to 20. I just really believe that is going to, in fact, be the case. So that is what is really neat about this. Also, what is really cool about this is back to Trevor and back to, Chris Jackson and whether or not Jim Bob Cooter leaves. What Jacksonville has this year that they haven't had around here in a very long period of time is stability and leadership. Stability, okay? Every offseason at this time, we're talking about, well, we have a new coach. Well, we have a new offensive coordinator. Well, we have a new quarterback. Well, we have new this. We have new that. It's the same system. Stability for Trevor Lawrence. He went from his final year at Clemson to a brand new offense when he got here in the NFL to a brand new offense in year 2. If Cooter remains with Taylor, McCoy, and obviously Peterson, think about all the advantages that this team is going to have on the offensive side when they want to start to install that much more offensively. Okay, you got to figure out tight end. You got to figure out a couple of offensive line positions. We know that Ridley can apply next week on February 15th, but let that one sink in for a moment. Number 2 is the whole leadership situation. I mean, leadership has been so bad around here. It's been awful, especially on offense, except for this past year when we saw Trevor grow. And example after example after example, we've witnessed it. The letter he wrote this week, I mean, the guy's 23, won't be 24 until October. But everyone knows that he is now the leader of this football team. Look at what his players are saying about him right now, whether it's offensive or defensive players out in Arizona. It's just incredible. So for you, the Jaguar fan, this has got to be, even though there's going to be it's going to be a long period of time for you. Nonetheless, man, I mean, this should be just incredible to have this. So anyway, take it with you and enjoy. All right, opening comments brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Known Dr. Neo Shmunez forever. We're talking about 37 years worth of experience. They're a family organization. They focus on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. I got to say this. There's so much we don't know about our eyes, right? And whenever you visit a doctor, they're gonna look at you. They're gonna give you an exam, and they're gonna tell you what's good and what's bad. When it comes to the eyes, I think there's a lot of misfortune out there. I think there's a lot of tomfoolery out there where someone's going to try to sell you on this, someone's going to try to sell you on that. And the point I'm trying to make is the most expensive process isn't always the right process for you. It changes for every single human being. You may be north of 50. You may have cataracts. You're being told you need cataract surgery. Hey, go to Shmunez Vision. There may be a way around it. Just because you have cataracts doesn't mean you need cataract surgery. What about laser eye surgery? What about never having to deal with any of this nonsense again? Glasses, readers, contacts. You could be a candidate for laser eye surgery. I wish I was. I am not. Make an appointment today. They are simply the best. They're down at the beach, 299-2906, or go to shmunezvision.com. Once again, 299-2906, or go to shmunezvision.com. Care you can see. We got a ton to do, including a lot of props in about 25 minutes with the Philly Rooster. Alongside JJ, it's great to have you with us. My name is Rick Ballou.
This could be the piebald syndrome. The piebald syndrome is when the metal in your mouth collects radio signals.
You're kidding.
It happens quite often, but usually with
1010XL.
Get ready for some high stakes on the high banks of Daytona International Speedway on Thursday, February 16th. Be there to experience the intense action of the Blue-Green Vacations Duel as the field for the Daytona 500 is set. With only 4 spots up for grabs, you don't want to miss this pair of exciting qualifying races as motorsport legends like Jimmy Johnson and Travis Pastrana try to race their way into the Great American Race. Don't wait. Secure your tickets today at Daytona500.com.
People ask me sometimes, is it really cooler with Bueller? You see, here at Bueller, we really believe in creating an awesome work environment, and we treat our employees like gold. In return, we ask them to treat our customers that same way. It's our simple recipe for outstanding customer service. I'm Jason Bueller. If you want to experience the Stay Cooler with Bueller level of service, give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
Bueller Air, stay cooler with Bueller.
Looking for the perfect truck or SUV? Nimnick Buick GMC has more models on the ground than they've had in 2 years. Frank Frangie here. Truckloads of new Buicks and GMCs are arriving daily, and no one will ever pay over MSRP at Nimnick Buick GMC. And for a limited time, well-qualified buyers can enjoy promotional rates as low as 2.9% APR on select models. Stop by the showroom or go online to NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hello, I'm Tom Barker. Kidding. Ballou here, checking in with words of wisdom to be applied in life in your business from the business attorneys at Jimerson Burr. Let's go to Neil Young. He once said this, and I do quote, "It's better to burn out than to fade away." End of quote. Thank you to Neil Young. Breaking news. It just rolled in right now. Unbelievable from the desk of Jimerson Burr. They are hiring. They're a growing law firm. They're your one-stop shop for business lawyers. So if you're an attorney, if you're a paralegal, go to jimersonfirm.com. Check out the careers page. Top of the market compensation. Is anything more important than that? Top of the market compensation. Best place to work. They've been recognized for that for more than a decade. And it's an award-winning culture. Attorneys, paralegal, go to jimersonfirm.com. Look for the careers page.
This Valentine's Day, make it easier on yourself with great gift ideas from St. John's Aesthetics and Wellness Center and Woody's Barbecue.
Wow, that's the best news I heard in a dog's age.
Find everything you need to know at 1010XL.com.
Hi, I'm Rosalinda Gomez, proud Blue Star family member. We are thankful to the players for helping us serve more than 1.5 military and veteran family members each year.
It's 25 days until the players.
When it comes to settling personal injury claims, there's no substitute for hard work. At Harrell & Harrell, we've recovered over $1 billion for our clients through our commitment to hard work. 904-251-1111.
Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Denny Thompson here for Tyson Sound and Security. Widespread adoption of home automation technology has made connectivity an affordable, expected standard in new home construction. But whether your home is new or not, you can have the same smart technology. Save energy by turning lights out remotely. How about the convenience of a home theater with one button or walking in your door with automatic lights? Use Tyson Sound and Security. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
Hey, sports fans. Hey, it's Carline here from MyBookie. Mahomes and Hurts, here we march towards the big game on February the 12th. There's going to be big money on the line. Where you're betting is just as important as who you're betting on. That's why I always tell my friends to go to MyBookie. MyBookie has all the props for the big game. These guys truly let you bet on anything. whether it's the length of the national anthem, the MVP, or the color of the sports drink dumped on the winning coach. MyBookie has a buffet of Chiefs and Eagles props for you to chew on, and you can even win big on NFL squares. You can access the sportsbook and casino right from your phone. Don't miss out on the last game of the year. Bet, win, and get paid with MyBookie. With their redesigned deposit bonus, just use promo code 1010XL, and with a deposit of $50 or more, you can receive up to $200 in cash instantly to your MyBookie account. Designed to let you get your cash in and cash out quick. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Buying or selling surfboards, guitars, amps, or musical instruments or equipment? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn wants to either buy them from you or sell you what you need. Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari, at Bari Orthopedics.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Pro Bowl announced, screw the Pro Bowl, the Hall of Fame announced one night ago. And a little bit surprised, as I knew I would, by the final results. I was hoping for one, if not two, wide receivers. I want to kind of, get through that log jam to help get Jimmy Smith into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Last night did not do Jimmy any favors. Again, I think Fred Taylor's 2 to 3 years away. Jimmy's probably 7 or so years away. But you needed at least one to get in last night, whether it be Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne, or Andre Johnson. 0 for 3. If you missed it, okay, it was Rondé Barber who got in, who, as I said yesterday, was a really good football player, but in my mind, he was probably, 4th best, 5th best defensive player on those Buccaneer teams. And you already have 3 Hall of Famers, right? Brooks, Sapp, and Lynch. And you had some others who played well, including Simeon Rice. Darrelle Revis got in, actually, saw that one coming. Not surprised along with Joe Thomas. I had those two right. I had DeMarcus Ware right. Spoke a lot on Zach Thomas. I had a feeling he would get in, but I was hoping for a wide receiver. I also thought that you could have seen Devin Hester go, even though he was a special teams guy. That did not take place. Some veterans got in, Joe Klecko, Chuck Howley, Don Coryell, and real happy for Ken Riley. Ken Riley, obviously Bobby Bowden gave me the full access to his program when I was over there. Ken Riley retired from FAMU in 93 and became the school's athletic director. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that I knew Ken Riley well. I did have some meetings with him. The coach who replaced him, Billy Joe, I really knew well, the late Billy Joe. I was a huge fan of Billy Joe. But Ken Riley had 65 interceptions. Ken Riley, when he retired, was like behind Dick the Night Train Lane and Paul Krause for the most interceptions in the history of the game. And I'm like, how did he not get in? And to kind of think about how Jacksonville has been victimized as small market. Well, Cincinnati, as far as I know, the only other Hall of Famer that they have is Anthony Munoz. Cincinnati was Kenny Anderson was a really good quarterback back in the day. You look at his numbers, I'm not going to compare to today's numbers, but for those who remember that era of football, Ken Anderson was incredibly accurate and, did some good things. So on a personal side, yeah, I was happy to see that. It's unfortunate that he did pass a couple of years ago, but I know this is a big moment for the Riley family, and that includes folks in Cincinnati and includes folks over at FAMU in Tallahassee. Next year, it doesn't get any easier. Antonio Gates is absolutely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Julius Peppers is absolutely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, he's fourth all time in sacks with 159.5. We spent a moment last night breaking down the 3 rush ends. I went with DeMarcus Ware, who got in. Well, he had 138.5 sacks. You had Jaron Allen with 136, and you had Dwight Freeney, first year on the ballot, 125.5. Obviously, Allen and Freeney will be on the ballot next year, but let's add Julius Peppers now with 159.5 sacks, part of the all-decade team. He's going to get in. Gates is going to get in. And then I think that's it. Eric Berry is a safety. That's a tough position to get in. You had Leroy Butler a year ago. He made 5 Pro Bowls. He made 3 first-team All-Pros. He was part of the all-decade team, but his career wasn't as extensive as some other safeties. I think Eric Berry has a real good shot of getting into the Hall of Fame. I do not think he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Brandon Marshall, no. Jamal Charles, the former Jaguar. Right? We talked about that yesterday. More than 1,000 carries, running backs only. The all-time leader, average per carry, is Jamal Charles, okay? It's not Jim Brown. It's not Gale Sayers. And, we marvel over Fred Taylor, who averaged 4.6 a carry. That is so far above so many running back Hall of Famers that have already been enshrined. But Jamal Charles, man. Jamal averaged 5.4 a carry.
Just didn't play very long.
Yeah, didn't give you enough.
Only 7,500 yards. 1,400 carries. Played about 10 years-ish.
Will Baselli help him?
Oh, I think he helps all these kind of guys. But if you're going to put Jamal Charles in, I mean, there's Fred Taylor's got to go in before him, right?
There's more.
I know average yards, like you said, it's completely different, but
right. There's more longevity with Tiki Barber. There's more longevity with Steven Jackson. Fred Taylor had a longer career, but everyone listening here knows that Fred Taylor missed a lot of games.
Yeah, and only one Pro Bowl, 4 Pro Bowls for Jamal Charles.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And he did lead the league in rushing, which Fred never did.
I just don't think he had enough.
Touchdown leader he led 1 year. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think he had enough carries. I don't think he had enough yardage.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I know, and I may be wrong with this, I think the least amount of games in the Hall of Fame are Dwight Stevenson, Gale Sayers, and Tony Baselli. Jamal Charles will enter that if he becomes the 4th guy. Certainly I don't see it being a first ballot, but who knows? It'd be interesting to see how he's recognized. And that's it. You got Andrew Luck, Doug Baldwin, Jordy Nelson, Sebastian Janikowski, Kyle Williams, Darren Woodson. Woodson's interesting. He made 5 Pro Bowls. I do not know. Okay, so we're talking now about some of the holdovers. Woodson is a holdover along with Dwight Freeney, Patrick Willis, James Harrison, Rodney Harrison, Jared Allen, Devin Hester, Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, Steve Smith, Torrey Holt, Hines Ward, Anquan Bolden, Vince Wilfork, Robert Mathis, Willie Anderson, and Albert Lewis. Where in the heck is Fred? He was part of the 25. Why didn't he get ink here?
Uh-oh.
We have to do a little bit of investigative work here. Where did I get this? I got this out of Chicago.
He's already off some of these lists.
We're gonna have to take a diver deep here, or a deeper dive here. Look at me, I'm all tongue tied. I'm so flustered. I want Freddie in the Hall of Fame just like you want Freddie. in the Hall of Fame. Let me check this again before we bring in the Philly Rooster. All right. In addition to the first-timers, there are candidates who weren't selected for induction in 2023 who could return to the ballots next year. He lists Darren Woodson, Dwight Freeney, Pat Willis, James Harrison, Rodney Harrison, Jared Allen, Devin Hester, Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, Steve Smith, Torrey Holt, Hines Ward, and Anquan Bolden. I mean, you got to get these receivers in. They all going to get.
So many of them?
Yeah, they all going to get in if Jimmy's going to get in. These guys got to get in. That's why you needed one last night. And I hate it for. I mean, we're 4 years away from Larry Fitzgerald, but he's obviously going to get in.
First ballot, no doubt.
Vince Wilfork, Robert Mathis, Willie Anderson, Albert. Look, they have totally neglected Fred Taylor. Just left them. Left them clean. Left this. All right.
If one of those two gets in, who do you think it'll be?
Who?
Fred and Jimmy.
Fred. Fred needs to get in the next 4 years before Frank Gore and Adrian Peterson. Okay? I think Fred stacks up better than Charles. I think Fred stacks up better than Steven Jackson. I think Fred stacks up better.
So you think he has an easier road to get in?
Yes.
But do you think he's more deserving than Jimmy, career-wise?
That is a six-pack minimum conversation. And we only have an hour and 20 minutes left in this show. Well, not saying I couldn't drink a six-pack in an hour and 20 minutes, but we got the Philly Rooster waiting. You know what, JJ? That is a lengthy conversation because I almost feel like it's 51-49 Fred. But what's going to hurt Jimmy is some of that off the field stuff. And again, unfortunately, I can't just say who deserves to be in without looking at the others who aren't in. And it's so obvious right now that with Jimmy Smith, man, there are 6 to 7 to 8 other wide receivers who need to get in. With Fred Taylor, in my opinion, he's next. There isn't another
running back.
Tiki Barber's not next. Jamal Charles is not next, okay? Steven Jackson is not next. For me, at running back, next is Fred Taylor. Where at wide receiver, for Jimmy, best case scenario, he's probably 7th or 8th. All right, we got to take a break. We got to do that. Let's bring in the Philly Rooster. Let's have some fun with some props. As always, we do invite your input. The best way to do it is on our text line. The number is 641-1010, and it's brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Your home for Florida Gators basketball is 1010XL.
After a week on the road, the Gators are back home at the O-Dome. Florida Vanderbilt, tomorrow at 3:30 on 92.5 FM.
It's a bowl so super the NFL has called it the big game. If you're looking for a new spot to watch the big game, look no further than Fourscore Golf Tavern. Hey, I'm owner Daniel Heilman. Fourscore Golf Tavern has you covered from our big screen TVs in our bar to our outdoor patio, and of course, 4 simulator bays, each with its own TV. We'll have the sound on too, so you won't miss any of the football, halftime show, or your favorite commercials. Join us for the big game at Fourscore Golf Tavern on San Marcos Square.
Let's hit the road and discover the fun and freedom of RV travel. The Jacksonville RV Mega Show, Thursday, February 9th through Sunday the 12th at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center. Hundreds of 2023 RVs on display indoors and out. And register to win gift cards daily. Adults $10, kids free. Seniors get half price admission Thursday. Military and first responders half off every day. $2 discount tickets at area RV dealers. Let's hit the road to fun and freedom at the Jacksonville RV Mega Show.
Here's Linda Beaver.
This month, Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet wants to show all our customers just how much we love them. How can we prove our love? Well, how about purchasing with a peace of mind? Every new vehicle comes with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty, and every certified pre-owned comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Plus, this month only, every lady who purchases a vehicle will receive a free $500 gas card. Free gallons for Valentine's Day? I love it. This month, love yourself and love your car. Head to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Put more power in your fishing on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Look at that, he's smoking the reel.
With Captain Kevin Faber.
Look at the reel, look at the reel, look at the reel.
Thursday nights at 6.
Oh my goodness. Is it big?
On 1010XL AM.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
We don't have too many cold nights on the First Coast, but when the temperature drops, you want to hit the heat button and warm up. That's where Florida Home comes in. They're the AC experts in Jacksonville, and the importance of keeping your heating system in good working order is really important. If it stops working when it gets cooler, Florida Home will leap into action and provide you with the best solution. Heater and heat pump repair service and new system installation. They do it all. Just call Florida Home AC at 777-4300, the official heating and AC partner of the Jaguars.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM. O'Reilly.
Count on the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your vehicle and budget. Get maximum cooling system performance for 10 years or 300,000 miles with peak long life universal pre-mixed antifreeze and coolant. Now just $6.99 after mail-in rebate. Plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly.
Limit supply. See store for details.
You will love your new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. For a limited time, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires February 28th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. A better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com and call now. License number CGC 1527613.
Garrett Scantling here, sports fans. I'm still feeling great from the treatment and care I received from Dr. Acevedo and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. George Acevedo. Thanks to Garrett Scantling for those nice words. And if you have foot and ankle issues, visit Southeast Orthopedic Specialists today.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I get a lot of response on a holiday tomorrow or make that Monday. Both in support of. Others saying no way because it's a private entity. Others say just move President's Day up. Wait.
We wouldn't get off regardless.
No, we wouldn't. We would be here to talk.
But you just care about the people.
Yeah, it's not about me.
Okay.
You know that.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, if I don't get off, screw everyone else.
No, we're not off for President's Day either. I mean, no, we're here for you. You know, we're here for reaction, but we want to see you get a day off.
Super Bowl much more important than past or present presidents, as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned, it's all about the people, right? That's why someday, I'm telling you right now, I am going to run for office.
Now, Another interview on the Farah and Farah phone line, brought to you by the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah.
Right, Philly Rooster, you got to be a good liar in order to run for office. No, I don't think there's any doubt about that. How you doing,
right,
man? How you
you're
doing?
You're the eternal worker, man. You're there for the people. I love it.
How are you, Philly Rooster?
I'm good. I just can't believe football season is going to be over in 2 days. It's just amazing. It's the quickest 18 weeks, 19 weeks of the year.
Yeah, and, for a second year, we've added a week, and we added a couple of wild card games, but it is going to be difficult on a lot of people. I did notice that with some services, the Jaguars last year at this point were 100-1 to win the Super Bowl. Right now, they're 25-1. I know that, for instance, did you do a Philly preseason hit on Philly this year, like the Philly Godfather?
I did, yeah. We both took 30-1, and I have definitely have the Jags on my radar for possible future. I just hope it doesn't drop anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's the timing on this? I mean, do you take a flyer now? Do you wait through free agency and the draft, not only for Jacksonville's sake, but, for every other team within the division and maybe even the conference? What's your philosophy on that?
I always wait through the draft at least, and then if something really catches my eye, I'll hit it then. But generally, I'm more of a early summer guy, like June, July, where I make my final selection and then hit a future.
Mm-hmm. Because you can feel it here. I mean, it's come out of Phoenix this week, and you can feel it here. I mean, this isn't going to go to 30-1 or 35-1. It's going to go down to 22-1 or 20-1. So I guess if you feel that way for Jacksonville, you probably would be wise to make that move relatively soon.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see much movement in the next couple months unless something crazy happens. So I think that 25-1 is going to hang around for a while. But yes, I agree. Sooner rather than later, because it's only going down.
Last night, Patrick Mahomes got the MVP. The last 9 MVPs have lost the Super Bowl. Man, you got to go back to 1999 when Kurt Warner won it, and then the Rams won the Super Bowl. I know it's a trend, and I know that trends can be absurd at times, but overall, give us your feeling on the game Sunday. Who do you like?
Well, it's very hard in this situation not to bet with your heart, but, this game opened in some spots, the Chiefs were as much as a 1-point favorite. It quickly went to the Eagles favored, and it was as high as 2. Now it's sitting 1.5. About 60% of the bets and 59% of the money are on Philadelphia. I just think in this game, which I think is going to be a close game, you have to go with coach quarterback. And, it's a clear advantage for Kansas City here. I think both quarterbacks are hobbled a little bit. But with the public money on Philadelphia, I am leaning Kansas City. I'm going to be taking +2 on Kansas City if I can get it.
It's amazing. How do you separate? I mean, you're a Philly guy. How do you separate those 2 points taking Kansas City to your lifelong favorite team? Is there ever a time, Philly Rooster, where you say, now I'm going to leave it alone and not play it? Or is it, no, forget about that. I have an opportunity to make money here.
Yeah, I'm a numbers guy. I tell you all the time, Lee. I see numbers. I am actually an Eagles fan if I don't have a bet on the game. But if I have $1 on the other side, my family knows. I'll watch the game alone if I have to. I'm a professional bettor. It's how we pay the bills. So they don't bother me. They understand it. But, yeah, for me, it's the numbers. I think that grabbing them as an underdog, which has never happened before, Andy Reid, and the best quarterback on earth. I just can't see how the Eagles are favored here.
You know what? It's the reason why I took Kansas City. I said I think they have a better coach, and I think they have a better quarterback. Certainly, the ditch is very intriguing because the offensive and defensive line clearly does favor Philadelphia in this one. Talking with the Philly Rooster. Philly Rooster, throw out your information out there so our listeners can get a hold of you.
At Philly Rooster on Twitter. Follow the Rooster Hotline. We've been on absolute fire in college basketball. And the PhillyGodfather.com for, the premium moves that we're over 65% college basketball for the season.
Wow. That is fantastic. All right, how about props here? What's your overall, I forget from a season ago, what's your overall philosophy on props?
I like props. I think it's fun. It's very hard to find an advantage numbers-wise. And like I always preach, I'm a numbers guy, so it's hard for me to make bets that aren't plus expected value, which is basically where you're going to beat the closing line value. But I do dabble, so I'm going to give your listeners my 4 best.
Okay.
My 4 biggest bets. So I have Mahomes' longest completion under 37.5. With this Eagles defensive back, I think he's going to have trouble with long passes. I think he's going to be going over the middle a lot to Kelsey. So under 37.5 there, minus 110.
Interesting. Now, obviously, that's run and catch.
Yeah, run and catch.
Or catch and run, I should say. Yeah, okay.
Catch and run.
Yep, all right.
Mahomes' first quarter TD pass, plus 165. One thing with Andy Reid, when he comes out of a bye week, his first 2 drives are like a Broadway play. He's got them planned. I loved that when he was the Eagles coach. You were sure to score on your first 2 drives. And I think that's going to happen here, especially if they get the ball first. I think they're going to catch the Eagles a little bit off guard there because their coach doesn't have the same experience that these guys have in a big game like this.
So a first half touchdown pass, you're actually getting plus 165 and $1?
First quarter. Yeah,
first quarter. Okay.
Yeah,
first quarter. I thought I heard first half, and then I know you explained the first 2 drives. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Continue on.
Kelsey receiving yards under 79.5. I think all the talk about this Kelsey with, over receptions, over yards, it's too much. This line opened 77.5. It's up to 79.5, and you can get plus 105. That's too many yards. They are definitely going to be zooming in on him. And with all the pressure on the quarterback, I think they're going to be shorter passes, and they're going to go for less yards. So I like Kelsey under here. I know it's very unpopular. Probably everybody else you talk to said go over, but I like the under there.
All right, under. So 3 are in so far from the Philly Rooster, and you said you have one more for us.
One more, and this is the long shot, but I like it. First player to score. If the Eagles get the ball first, I think Sirianni's going to want to make a statement here. A.J. Brown plus 7-1.
Okay.
I think that might be where he would go to try and make a statement. So I like A.J. Brown first to score plus 700.
Very interesting. All right, so let me make sure I have this right now. Mahomes under 37.5 as far as a catch and run. You have Mahomes plus 165 to throw a passing touchdown in the first quarter. You have Kelsey under 79.5 yards for the game, 79.5 total receiving yards for the game. And then first to score with 7-1 odds, you're going to take A.J. Brown.
That's it.
Those are your 4.
Let's get them, Rick.
Hey, Philly Rooster, once again, please, your info for our listeners.
At Philly Rooster on Twitter. Like I said, follow the early hotline. It's free. I give them out every day, and they do nothing but win, honestly. And then the PhillyGodfather.com for premium moves. We bet all year round. About to get really fired up for the tournament in March, and college basketball is our thing.
No doubt about it. Hey, thank you so much. What a phenomenal fall and winter. Really enjoyed it once again, and obviously I know I'll have you back right around March Madness when that tips off. But best of luck with your plays coming up this weekend.
Thanks, my friend. You as well. Talk to you soon.
There he goes, the Philly Rooster, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting. JJ, look at all these props. I'm convinced that they keep adding props because I think part of the process here is to really drive the gambler crazy. Because you look at them, and some of them look easy. And then you see another one, then you see another one, then
There's
you see another one.
There's too many.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why they do it.
And you can't even find the one you want. Like, when you find a good one, you're like, oh, I'm going to come back to that one and bet it later in the weekend. And it's like, oh, that's impossible to find.
It's like all these knuckleheads I go drinking with. They're looking for, old daddy's toilet-made, prison IPA. And I'm like, Just give me a Miller Lite, bro, and everything's good. I got nothing to worry about. Everything's easy. I know how it goes in. I know how it goes out.
Same with me. I'm taking KC plus 1.5. That's my bet.
All right, send me a prop, people. Send me a prop. A 2-for-1. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you a question as we begin the 7 o'clock hour. I put unlimited amounts of time and effort into this question, and I will ask JJ LaSelva about it next.
Jeff Prosser.
You might think I'm silly to worship you the way I do, but in my estimation, you're a genius.
Not quite a genius.
Well, I think genius is a pretty strong word, but if you insist on using it, I can handle it.
But good enough for the drill. Mornings on 1010XL.
Matt Hayes here. Don't go another day putting up with cold showers, clogged drains, or leaky faucets. Call Fenwick Home Services and take care of all your plumbing needs today. Fenwick has technicians standing by to service or replace your old water heater, fix that garbage disposal, repair that leak, replace that plumbing fixture, and clear that drain. Enjoy hot water as soon as today by calling 904-660-0556 or book in seconds at FenwickEasyBook.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Concrete floors don't have to be ugly and hard to clean. Whether it's a garage with cracks, tire marks, and failed epoxy, or any concrete surface that isn't beautiful and maintenance-free, Shark Coatings will transform it. Our coating and warranty are stronger, more durable, and longer lasting than any other on the market. And because Shark Coatings is 100% UV stable for life, it's perfect for any concrete surface outside as well. Shark Coatings will let you reclaim those wasted hours spent pressure washing your driveway, patios, and walkways. Hit us up on social media or call 904-519-5055 to set up your free estimate today.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Every time you tee it up, you're trying to go low, trying to perfect the game and the ultimate score. Well, the Golf Club of Southampton invites you to attack those pins and play a track that can meet your challenge. All skill levels, from beginners to scratch golfers. The Golf Club of Southampton has it for you, and the party on the patio, too. Check out their Friday night special menu and music on the patio and under the stars. Call 287-PLAY for a tee time at Southampton, and stick around for a little fun after. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Think mortgage rates are still super high? Think again. Rates have plummeted to 5-month lows. Hey, Prosser here. Call my friends at Loan Pronto now to see how low rates are. It may be time to do that refinancing you've been putting off, or time to get back to house hunting. If you're like a lot of people, you have way too much credit card debt right now, and you're getting fleeced with 20+% interest charges every month. Or maybe your current home rate is over 6%. Listen, you get a quick, easy refi at Loan Pronto, wipe out all those cards, close in about 14 days, and cut your overall expenses by $500 a month or more. Right now, Loan Pronto is doing refis with APRs in the 4s. Call now to take advantage of this big rate drop. Get those credit cards to zero, start that home improvement project, or get out of that 7% loan you were forced into last year. Call Loan Pronto, 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach is the best local place to shop for your next new or used firearm. Top brands, no lines, locally owned for 26 years with the best prices. Buy or sell your next firearm at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety. anxiety. And then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
If one of your resolutions was to spend more time together, get a Valentine's Day gift you both can enjoy all year round. A set of custom cornhole boards from Mystic Cornhole Company. You'll both love it at MysticCornhole.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we got another hour until 8. Hacker Nation will join you. Our final hour before the Super Bowl. We'll be back Monday to review it all. I'm just looking at Jacksonville being 25-1, tied for 8th. And the movement, it has happened. Kansas City remains the overall favorite. They were this year. You know, last year at this time, the Eagles had the 18th longest odds out of 32 teams in the NFL.
I mean, me and you were questioning Jalen Hurts up until
absolutely
right now. I think we're still questioning Jalen.
Well, I you and I have been consistent. We're both picking the underdog here. We're both picking Kansas City.
It feels weird to call him an underdog, but yes.
We made our preseason picks. You and I both picked Kansas City to win the Super Bowl in August, and we're staying with it now. I had them over Green Bay.
I had them over the Rams. So our Super Bowl matchup pick looks sort of crappy, but our winner looks great.
Two teams who, obviously, there with Green Bay and L.A., two teams that didn't even make it to the playoffs this year. But before we get to the what I said I was going to ask JJ, just for those of you who are wondering, the 2024 Super Bowl odds, all right, a year from Sunday's game. KC 6-1, Buffalo and Philly 7-1, San Fran 8-1, Cincinnati 9-1, Dallas 14-1. You have LAC right ahead of Jacksonville at 22-1.
They just love throwing Dallas in there. What a joke.
I mean, Jacksonville came from behind and beat Dallas. They came from behind and beat LA, but they have them both ahead of them. Interesting. Came from behind and beat Baltimore. 25-1, there are 5 teams. Baltimore, Denver, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, and the New York Jets. The hell does that mean?
Well, that means Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That means they don't want to put it at 100-1 odds, and then all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers gets signed tomorrow or traded or whatever, and then you're screwed if you're Vegas. They end up winning. Same thing with Dallas, I think, is they give Dallas sort of a lower number than they deserve at 14-1. They should be like 30-1. But they know Dallas has so many fans, there's going to be so many people betting on them that they don't want to get caught with their pants down, with these like 50-1 odds and a bunch of people bet and they end up losing and have to pay out. It's all about how much money they're bringing in. Like with these lines, you can't possibly tell me that the Cowboys are like the 5th best team going into next season.
You know what is remarkable? This is just incredible if you look at it. Okay, the AFC South, the odds that are out now, and don't kid yourself for a moment. They know what they're doing. Now, there are always examples where they can get burnt. Like Philadelphia, that was 18-1, or 18 as far as the odds. Philadelphia last year, as far as their odds were 40-1, but that was now. You heard the Philly Rooster just tell us that when he put it in, he got Philadelphia at 30-1. But listen to this: you have Tennessee tied for 26th at 66-1. You have Indianapolis at 30th at 80-1. And you have Houston dead last, 32nd in the NFL at 150-1. Those are the three teams.
That means Jacksonville's got to be a huge favorite to win the division. I'll try to find it.
It's going to be enormous. And it gets even better because they have 4 games against the NFC South, right? Atlanta, 55-1. Carolina, 66-1. All right, Tampa Bay, 50-1. Who did I leave out of there? That would be New Orleans. They're higher. They're 33-1. For those of you wondering, last year at this time, Jacksonville was 100-1 to win the Super Bowl. They were tied with the New York Giants, 29th in the NFL. The only teams that were worse, the Jets at 125-1 and the Lions and Texans at 150-1. That is just insane. And this means so much because these people know what they're talking about. I can see someone right now saying, well, Ballou, if they knew what they were talking about, they wouldn't have had Jacksonville at 100-1 last year if they went out and won the AFC South. Well, you're right about that, but it's nuts. You've got from 100 to 25. All right, JJ.
By the way, real quick, think about how far the Titans have fallen from the number 1 seed last year. Now they're 66-1 odds.
Yeah, people forget that because, Cincinnati knocked off KC. They forget that Tennessee was actually the number 1 seed.
Easy to forget.
Yeah. Who is the best? And with apologies, this is from the merger on. So with apologies to Otto Graham and to the great Jim Brown and others, who is the greatest football player to never have won a Super Bowl? I know I put you on the spot.
I guess quarterback-wise is probably what I'm thinking. Jim Kelly's got to be up there. Dan Marino's above him.
I'd rank Marino second.
Behind?
I have a position player I'd put 1.
Barry Sanders.
Bingo. I don't even think it's close. I don't even think it's and
they won like 1 playoff game with him.
Right.
Not only did they not win a Super Bowl, they didn't even get close. They didn't even sniff a Super Bowl.
Right. I think if I was ranking it, I'd probably go Barry Sanders, and then do I go Randy Moss or do I go Dan Marino? And I may go Marino only because you can really make a case for Calvin Johnson at number 4. To me, there's a drop-off from Marino to Tarkington, Kelly, and Warren Moon. Those are 4 quarterbacks I would rank in the top 10. But, yeah, for me, it's Barry Sanders. And frankly, it's not even close.
Randy Moss.
Moss would be either 2 or 3. Earl Campbell is a guy that would probably be my second back. I'm trying to think if there's even anyone else.
Who are like the best players? Thurman Thomas was great. Trying to think of some of those Bills. Bruce.
Those are the 2. Yeah,
Bruce Smith.
Yeah, James Lofton. Bruce Smith. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. When you get to defensive players, you have to get to.
Lawrence Taylor won 1, correct?
Lawrence Taylor won a couple with the Giants. Right? Yeah. Now, Ray Lewis won 1. Brooks won 1. You're thinking of great defensive players. Singletary won it.
Ray Lewis won 2.
Yep. But that would be primarily, my list. Now, we basically have neglected, the offensive line and defensive line outside of Bruce Smith. But I think that would be the rankings. I mean, some say the greatest guard in the history of the NFL is John Hanna. Okay, he didn't win. He didn't win a ring. I know that for sure.
I mean, there's only so much you can do if you're a lineman.
Mm-hmm.
You can beat your one guy every single play and still be Joe Thomas and be on like a 1-15 team.
The 26-96 just said Adrian Peterson. I'd probably rank him second or third at running back. I would rank him behind Barry Sanders. Boy, it'd be a healthy argument with him or Earl Campbell, though. It really, I mean, Peterson's got the better numbers. He played longer, but you just look at the game and the style and the way that Earl handled things, man, it's pretty tough to overlook
I obviously
him.
didn't get to see him play.
Mhm.
But the first 10 years of Peterson's career were outrageous.
Oh, he was insane.
I mean, the first year of his career,
right?
I think didn't he break the all-time or the single game rushing record in his rookie season?
Right there in Phoenix, okay, where this year's Super Bowl is, and I was back here in Jacksonville. I want to say it was like the 2007, 2006, 2007, maybe 2008. I don't know. I've been to so many of these, but we were in Phoenix for the Super Bowl. And this was when I was on from 9 until noon, okay, with Donna Murphy Ballou, or Donna Ballou Murphy. And so that means I was done at 11 o'clock Phoenix time. Okay, I think it was 11.
2008, by the way.
It was 2008. What is Phoenix right now? What time is it? Are they
2
hours behind us?
So it's 5 o'clock.
Okay, so
10 o'clock was when you got off.
It was 10 a.m. It was 10 a.m. And, so the show was over, and as you do on Radio Row, I'm walking around trying to help out to get some other interviews for some of the shows that are coming on after us. And stuff like that, and also trying to set up, guests for the very next day, and just all of this and all of that. And finally, I'm ready to shut it down. It must have been 12 or 1 or something. I kicked it around for 2 or 3 hours, gotten something to eat, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just go back to the hotel room now, grab a shuttle. As I'm walking out, and I remember it was a reporter who was from England. And because the kid wouldn't shut up, man. This kid just kept talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. But anyway, so I'm leaving, and this Hooters waitress hands me a card, okay, and says, we're opening a brand new Hooters in downtown Phoenix. Would you like to go?
And you had that certain look about you.
Oh, yeah.
That Hooters waitress was like, this is a guy. This is a patron of ours.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. I'll just take it. And it's one of those things where, you take it, and I figured I'd put it in my pocket, and it'd be no big deal. And it was like, I'm kind of smiling, and I'll see if I can check it out. And she goes, well, if you want to take a limo right now, we'll bring you to Hooters, and it's free food and free drinks.
What?
Yeah, I swear.
At 10 in the morning?
No, I had walked around for 3 hours so it was 1:30 in the afternoon,
Still
something
awesome.
like that. So they put me in a limo with this guy from England who just was asking me 1,000 questions. And anyway, we take the limo. We get there. We're the first two there, okay?
The grand opening.
It's the grand opening, and I got to tell you something. They hired about 40 waitresses from Arizona State University, and they were all on. It was just hey, just walk in. What can I get for you? Take a nice cold beer. Yeah, take 10 of your wings. So we're just sitting down, and all of a sudden, more people come in. But they brought in 3 guests. And it was Adrian Peterson, okay, Drew Brees, and former Eagle Bryant Westbrook. Those were the 3 that got paid, and that was Peterson's. I want to say it was
big
rookie
hitters,
year.
man.
Yeah, those 3 came in, and it was a big deal because Peterson's dad was there, and his dad had just gotten out of the pokey.
I remember that.
Okay.
Had never watched him play football in his college career.
And I went to Peterson because I had been in Chicago, and I actually had him on as he was going to Oklahoma because he made a comment at Oklahoma that he could beat any member of the Dallas Cowboys in the 40. He was either an 18-year-old high school football player or it was after his freshman season at Oklahoma. I don't remember which one it was. But when I was on at night on either One-on-One or Sporting News Radio, I did an interview with Adrian Peterson, and he just wanted to apologize and all, because we were on The Ticket at night out of Dallas. A radio station there is called The Ticket that is very popular. And, he was going to get inundated with autograph requests and all that. And guys like me are a dime a dozen to Adrian Peterson. But I just, for 1 minute, said, hey, a couple of years ago, I'm the one who did that interview with you when you apologized about
Beating the Cowboys.
You apologize for telling the truth. You apologize by saying, hey, I don't care if I'm 18 or 19. I can beat any member
Probably could have.
of the Dallas Cowboys in a 40-yard dash. And he laughed about it. But as I've always said, outside of Artis Gilmore, the handshake of Adrian Peterson is the second hardest handshake I have ever been on the receiving end of. Okay? I couldn't hold a beer in my right. I mean, I thought I was going to have to go for an MRI. This man literally almost broke my hand.
And he was so powerful. His runs were insane. Yeah, his dad, 10 years for laundering drug money.
His only problem wasn't great at catching the ball out of the backfield. That was it. Yeah, as far as a runner, man, no doubt.
And his knees.
Yep, I probably rank him second or third behind Barry. And again, I'm not talking about running backs all the time. I'm talking about running backs who never won a Super Bowl. Emmett won it. Walter Payton won it. Gale said, anyway. That is my opinion on that. You want to...
I'm going to say Trevor Lawrence, but it's only going to last 1 year.
Yeah, that's going to happen. 2696 says, Ballou walked in like the Bunny Ranch on an episode of HBO.
Oh, that's an old school show.
That is old school. Didn't that big old man, he died like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Lex and Terry used to have him on all the time. He was kind of like a...
Hugh Hefner.
No. Hugh Hefner's Playboy.
Well, what's he saying?
This guy ran the
legal, actual whorehouse.
The legal...
Yes.
Well, I was going to say legal brothel.
Brothel, yes.
Yeah, legal brothel.
Probably a better word for it.
Yeah. I don't know. But I forget his name. He kind of had like
What's
whitish
the name of
blonde
the place?
hair. It was called the Bunny Ranch, I think. That's what this 2696 says.
Yeah, his name is Dennis Hoff.
Dennis Hoff. Yeah.
Yeah, 2018.
That was actually a pretty entertaining show when it was on.
He was a candidate for the Nevada Assembly, whatever that is. So he was a politician as well.
From what I understand, I have no idea, but I think it's, it's nowhere near Vegas. I think it's like literally like in the middle of Nevada. I mean, you got to like...
Well, because I think that prostitution is legal in every city in Nevada except for Vegas.
I don't know. I do not know the answer to that question. But from what I understand, to get there...
Carson City.
It was like a 3 or 4 hour trip or something.
Jeez. I didn't even know the state was that big.
You're out there with nothing but rattlesnakes and tumbling weeds.
Prostitute.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, good luck. But to me, that sounds a little crazy. Back in the day, hey, what are you doing for vacation? Going to Vegas? Nah, I'm going to the middle of Nevada. Going to try to get myself a new belt. Figure I'm going to knock down a couple rattlers.
I heard the sites out there.
Pop in at the Bunny Ranch.
Else. It doesn't look like from the outside. It looks like a compound, like a prison almost. It's started in 1955.
19 what?
55.
Well, it is the oldest profession, so, it's been around for a little bit. All right, get me out of here, for crying out loud. 3, 2, 1.
All aboard! The momentum train is moving in the right direction.
Everyone believed in everyone.
1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself? Call J-Dog. Here now, proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business. They can even handle small demolition projects, and they're still donating local items to veterans in need. So let J-Dog do the dirty work for you. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned and operated. JDog.com.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Listen up, high school seniors. It's scholarship time. The annual Empowering Greatness Scholarship from Farah and Farah is being offered again. 5 students will receive 2 years' worth of tuition to a Florida college, university, or trade school. If you're making a positive impact in your community and are no stranger to overcoming challenges, we want to hear from you. Learn more at farandfarah.com/scholarship. Jacksonville.
Honda has done it again with their all-new 2023 lineup for SUVs. Passport, Pilot, HRV, CRV, and the popular CRV Hybrid. We have SUVs for any budget. Visit your local Honda dealer. We're dealing.
When your vehicle needs an oil change, but you really haven't got the time, visit the newest Famous Quick Lube location on San Jose near Crown Point. It's the same fast, affordable service at your convenience. That's Famous Quick Lube.
Ballou here for Spunez Vision. Why Spunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Spunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Spunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Spunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SpunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Get ready for some high stakes on the high banks of Daytona International Speedway on Thursday, February 16th. Be there to experience the intense action of the Blue-Green Vacations Duel as the field for the Daytona 500 is set. With only 4 spots up for grabs, you don't want to miss this pair of exciting qualifying races as motorsport legends like Jimmy Johnson and Travis Pastrana try to race their way into the Great American Race. Don't wait. Secure your tickets today at Daytona500.com.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
Spend your summer with the Jumbo Shrimp. Their job fair is this Saturday from 9 to noon at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Learn more at jackshrimp.com.
The 5-Star Veteran Center of Jacksonville is the place homeless veterans can go to recover, recharge, retrain, and reconnect. Learn more at 5starveterancenter.org.
If you could benefit from a grief and loss support group, call Haven Hospice at 279-1677.
City Rescue Mission provides life-changing support for the homeless. Find ways to get involved at crmjax.org.
Dreams Come True is a local wish-granting organization giving dreams and special times to local children battling life-threatening illnesses. Find out how you can help at dreamscometrue.org.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
Hard to believe that 2023 is here. I'm Kevin with Gutter Helmet and Armor Guard Exteriors. The home improvement supply chain has been sketchy at best. Our local manufacturers continue to deliver on time, from gutters to gutter protection, retractable awnings and screens, replacement windows, and glass and ice. Start your home improvement project now and receive 18 months, 0 interest, and no money down. But you have to call now, 904-906-8669.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, apparently our listeners know exactly where this place is in Nevada, and I'm getting corrected here. I said I thought it was maybe 3 or 4 hours out of Vegas. I'm told it's in Pahrump. Okay. I won't give up the digits here because it sounds like this guy knows exactly where it is. 1.5 hours from Vegas. So
that's not a bad trip.
Sure. I don't know. I've I've never seen anything like that here. I've seen it in some other countries. There was one time when I left the hotel in England, Jaguars hotel, and
really,
the guys in the listen. I love them all. The Jaguars radio now. They retire early, and I'm like, listen, I got a little taste. I'm like, it was
not
like
of that.
It was like a Wednesday night or a Thursday night. It's like I don't have any, I'm not on the air again for like 18 hours or like 20 hours. And so I go to some cabbie who didn't speak English. I'm like, take me to some place that's hopping. Take me to some, because they shut down the bars England, London is so overrated. It really is. It's not a good time. You may want to go with your loved one and spend a day in Paris and do all that fun stuff.
Well, they also say that Wembley is so far away from London, like proper.
It is, and the hotel is right across the street. But I actually liked it around there because there were a couple hole-in-the-wall dive bars, and that's kind of my thing. Of
course.
But on this particular night, I was like, take me to some place that's hopping a little bit. I want to see the sights. And this guy's like talking to me in like sign language and grunting and doing all this type of stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And I had been out with, Frank and others and had a good time, so I certainly had a few in me. So next thing I do, we're like in some neighborhood, and we're walking down the sidewalk, and it kind of reminded me of Boston, where everything, as far as like these apartments, were literally built into the ground in like basements underneath the street. So he takes me. I'm like, we're like in an apartment complex or something.
So you guys got out of the car,
right? Got out of the cab, and I'm like, well, what's going on here, man? I'm thinking you're taking me to a bar. You're taking me to a club. Something that's rocking.
Oh, he was taking you to a club.
No, he all of a sudden it's open the door and bam, there's like 15.
Wow.
And I'm
what it was like just it looked like a house?
It was an apartment. And wow. I was like, brother, get me out of here. Are you crazy?
I don't have that kind of cash.
I'm like, no, it wasn't even the cash. First off, I've had a girlfriend that I like an awful lot. Secondly, I'm like, local sideline reporter for the Jacksonville Jaguars caught in a sting in London. And I'm like,
a John.
But like, yeah, I was like, you got to be kidding me here. What did you, out of the conversation that we were having, what did you not understand about me wanting to have some cocktails and have a good time?
You wanted to have a good time.
This guy took me underground, okay, to a bordello.
You had that look.
Oh, man.
That lonely look.
I was petrified. You talk about sobering. They'll say the fastest way that you can sober up is when you see those blue lights go on. That's like instant sober. Let me tell you something. When I walked into that and
you see those red lights?
I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Get me out of here. So, anyway, that was a true story. That was pretty scary.
Did you end up going to a bar?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you did get some drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, in the team hotel, had a top floor bar that was always kind of good. But I just wanted, I like to go out and see things a little bit. This wasn't the same trip
that the boys got in trouble at the club.
I think that was years later.
Because at least if that was the same year, your news article would have been far lower down in the paper than theirs.
Yeah,
Who was that? Was that Fowler?
I honestly don't remember who it was. You know the reason why I don't remember who it was? Because Doug Marone took responsibility
Of
for
course he did. Yeah, London Rame Show Club.
It rained today. I'm going to take responsibility. That's on me.
We got to do better.
Hey, Doug, the wide receivers dropped 8 balls today. That's on me. We've got to get better.
Oh, I got him right here.
Okay, what do you got?
Ronnie Harrison, DJ Hayden, and Gerard Wilson were detained. Safety Barry Church was involved, but not detained.
Yeah, and that had nothing to do with that had to do with not paying a bill.
It was money, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, a lot of these trips, everything.
$50,000, by the way.
How the hell do you spend $50,000?
£50,000, actually.
Okay.
Which is even more.
How do you spend $50,000?
With like 5 guys.
Now I'm getting all sorts of advice here on online hookups and all that. I'm uninterested. Okay, I'm happy. I really am. And frankly, I got way too much to lose. I just have a feeling that if that ran its circle and came back to the good folks here, it probably wouldn't go over too well. I need this gig. I need it for a while longer. So yeah, I'm going to behave like a good man. No doubt about it. All right. Hey, what's going on with Lord Favre now? Okay. Lord Favre taketh. Lord Favre taketh again.
He's getting some payback with the media, and I appreciate that because all I heard over the last 6 months was how Brett Favre ripped millions of dollars from the hands of these poor Mississippi residents just to build a gym for his stupid daughter and her dumb volleyball team.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends up, that's not what happened. What happened was, oh, go ahead.
You know, I right now, I'm under the belief that Lord Favre is to blame. If he's suing Shannon Sharp, if he's suing Pat McAfee, and McAfee today said he can't wait to see how this plays out in court. McAfee's got a ton of money right now. He's got more money than Favre. Yes, all of a sudden I've become very interested in this story.
So his side of the story, I just gave you the media side. His side of the story is I got money for for speaking tours that I didn't do, but I gave it back. I didn't know the money was taken from, this welfare fund or whatever. Like, I didn't know the money that was paying for this gym or whatever at the college was from that. It would be like if I bought a car from you, but you stole the car. Like, I don't get in trouble because I have that.
It would be like if I asked to go to a club and I ended up in an underground bordello.
Exactly
it really wasn't my fault.
And I don't know who to believe, but because the media constantly lies about everything all the time, no matter what the situation is, I instantly believe Favre. Sorry.
Do you?
I find it hard to believe that Brett Favre is in some conspiracy to get money from a welfare fund. Like, the guy's made probably $100 million in his life.
This is going to be fun to monitor.
Yes.
Now, the second part of all this is Michael Irvin. Now, $100 million lawsuit on the accuser and the Marriott stating, this is Michael Irvin now, stating that he is a victim of the cancel culture.
So, that story is that he was working for the NFL Network this week, as always, and he was at the Super Bowl in Arizona, and they just said a woman in the hotel lobby filed a complaint against him. They didn't fire him. They just told him, like, hey, you're done for the week, which to me would mean that it wasn't that. Even if what she said was true happened, it wasn't a fireable offense. And in this day and age with Me Too and everything, if it's not a fireable offense, then it must have not been anything. And so now he's so upset about it that, he's suing the hotel, which makes me think that she was probably an employee, right?
Why do I believe Michael Irvin, even though he's got a checkered past? When you announce a lawsuit this soon,
like a day later.
Yeah, I remember when Jeremy Pruitt tried to sue us. Okay, when I spelled out the reasons why he left Florida State in the middle of the night, and he threatened to sue this radio station because of what I said, and guess what? About 2 weeks later, it was ripped up. You know why? Because I was right. I was correct. You can always threaten to sue someone. But if you have the correct information and you want to go back and start checking cell phones and computers and all that stuff and find out that I was right, you're not going to get anywhere. So I think we were honestly kind of disappointed. We were
Unfortunately,
hoping for a little bit more attention during that story.
Unfortunately for both guys,
yeah,
Favre and Irvin, if they are telling the truth, it doesn't matter. Because the court of public opinion has already convicted both of them, especially Favre. I mean, you go on Twitter, it's a cesspool, but they have dragged Favre for the last 6 months about this thing, which no one really knows anything about, of course. No one knows the truth, but they just act like they do. The media involved, of course.
I read a story today. I think it was maybe Ohio State. And I don't want to say the wrong school, but there was a report out today where two players were, I mean, it all happened. They were thrown off the team, the whole nine. And I want to say it was either sexual assault or it may even have been rape.
It was rape, and it was Ohio State. Yeah.
Right. Cleared of it.
Acquitted. Both players. No
mention of it. None.
They filmed that she was consenting.
Yeah. Again, I didn't read. I went Generation Z on this one. I didn't read
the whole article. Listen, these guys are 19. You know, their lives are ruined.
There's
They're
no
kicked
doubt.
Off the football team. That was their whole life. Like,
remember they tried to do it to Dalvin Cook in Tallahassee?
Yeah.
Do you remember Mark Schlereth?
Happens all the time.
How about Mark Schlereth, who had a deep source right inside the courthouse? I can't remember who it was. I think it was the DA at the time, or the main prosecutor. The name escapes me. Maybe some Florida State fan will help me out here. But they tried to destroy the name of Dalvin Cook. Mark Schlereth has me blocked to this day because I was told differently, and Schlereth just destroyed Dalvin Cook. And then when it came out that the whole thing was a fake, or that the whole thing was fraud, you almost never hear about it. Listen, there's nothing worse than these actual crimes. But being a victim of something you did not do can destroy your reputation.
And how often do you hear about the girl getting in trouble for false accusation? Never.
Mm-hmm.
There was a USC football player in the early 2000s who literally served time in prison, multiple years, before they came out and realized the story was fake.
The linebacker.
Yes,
Yep.
and she was even in court admitting that she lied about it. Nothing.
No. That's scary.
It is scary.
It
because
is.
there's so many real sexual assaults out there, too.
Well, being falsely accused of something is
scary.
It is scary.
No one's going to believe you.
No.
Not nowadays. Like the people close to you that know you, yes, but like I was saying, the court of public opinion on Twitter, they're never going to give you the time of day.
Yep. All right, final break coming up. Hacker Nation at 8. We'll put our final spin on things right here alongside JJ. My name's Rick Ballou.
He's 1010XL's Jaguars beat reporter, Hayes Carline.
My special skills include Viola, web design, fluent in sign language.
Weekday afternoons on 1010XL.
Gorilla Sign Language.
92.5 FM.
Don't miss the Players' Championship March 7th through 12th at TPC Sawgrass. Invite your friends and family to enjoy the ultimate fan experience, complete with bites from your favorite local restaurants and front row access to the PGA Tour's best players. While on site, be sure to visit the expanded PGA Tour fan shop to stock up on this year's championship gear. Secure your spot at the iconic stadium course today. Tickets and parking passes are on sale now at theplayers.com.
Danny Thompson here for Tyson Sound and Security. Widespread adoption of home automation technology has made connectivity an affordable, expected standard in new home construction. But whether your home is new or not, you can have the same smart technology. Save energy by turning lights out remotely. How about the convenience of a home theater with one button or walking in your door with automatic lights? Use Tyson Sound and Security. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
Honey, you know Valentine's Day is right around the corner.
I know. What do you want this year?
Flowers and candy are nice, but they just don't last long. You know what does? Botox and fillers.
How do I get that?
St. John's Aesthetics and Wellness Center. They came highly recommended from my friend. You should see their Google reviews. The owner has over 17 years experience and even trains other providers. Just call or stop by to get a gift card for me.
Where is it?
Just off 95 and 210 behind Goodyear inside Spa Me. It's St. John's Aesthetics and Wellness Center.
We've never had a show like this. The Jacksonville International Auto Show will be bigger and better with more entertaining experiences than ever before. Concerts, wine, beer and spirits tastings, ladies' night, plus military and educator deals. Come out and see new cars and trucks and SUVs. You can even test drive new cars. There have never been more great choices to match your lifestyle. Come to the Jacksonville International Auto Show, February 16th to the 19th at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Visit jacksautoshow.com now.
Have breakfast with a Hall of Famer.
Hope you like scrambled eggs.
Just don't spill anything on his yellow jacket.
So you don't think that it's a good idea?
Breakfast with Baselli.
Brought to you by
Epstein and Robbins DUI Defense Firm. Monday morning
on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
I don't want to go to bed at night dreading waking up in the morning knowing that I'm going to feel like a rusty lawn chair getting out of bed and getting opened up and not being able to really move for a couple hours really throughout the day.
For former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter and those dealing with daily aches and pains, QC Kinetics regenerative pain treatments are a game changer, providing long-lasting relief.
Go into a specific joint, a specific region, and then help promote that healing process using your own body's mechanisms to heal. I mean, that's been something that's pretty powerful, and there's no surgery, there's no downtime.
QC Kinetics natural treatments help the body heal and restore itself. No more rusty lawn chair.
It's no surprise to see people being willing to try this first, especially when it has such great results.
Pain relief the natural way. QC Kinetics. Call today for your complimentary consultation. Find out if you're a good candidate for treatment.
Call QC Kinetics. 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Are you a mechanic with at least 2 years' experience working on diesels and tractors? Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is looking for a mechanic to join our team. This position requires you to be at the office early, making sure our trucks get on the road. Having a CDL is a plus. Duck Rooter offers excellent weekly pay, a company work truck, health benefits, matching 401k, and more. To apply, please visit duckrooter.com. That's duckrooter.com and click on the careers page.
Equal opportunity employer.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford.
Hello, Jacksonville. I'm going to get right to the heart of the matter. We have had 485 shootings in 2022. This includes murders and individuals being shot. Jacksonville is well on its way to being the murder capital of Florida per capita population again. The answer to the problem is simple. We as a community have got to come together and encourage one another to break the code of silence. Jacksonville cannot solve the problem, and they were not there when it happened. They desperately need our help. We have got to say enough is enough. I'm not going to take any more. Our family could be the next victim. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think.
For information about Mad Dad, go to Mad Dad's Jacksonville Chapter Facebook or MadDadJacksonville.com.
Yo! Are you looking for the lowest price on car insurance? ET here for Australia Car Insurance. Call 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE today. Australia is your quick and easy alternative to pay less for car insurance. Switch and save money. Call 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE today.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the 8735 does tell me that it was Willie Meggs. That wasn't the man I was looking for, the name. Tallahassee State Attorney. And he was all in on Jameis, but he also went in on Dalvin. And Mark Schwereth had a direct line to Willie Meggs. And that one totally backfired. So that happened there. Also, back to the scenario in London, the 92-25, even though I know we talked about this ad nauseum, I kind of forgotten about it. He says that's not what happened. Some random people were putting bottles on their tab.
And they're like, we're not paying for this. got into it with the management / bouncers or whatever. I could see that.
Yep.
Because those guys we named weren't exactly the highest paid players on the team.
Jared Wilson was an undrafted free agent. Rodney Harrison, a Tallahassee kid, was what? Was he a third-round pick who was jettisoned to Cleveland, right?
Yep.
And
yeah, third rounder.
Who was the other? Hayden, perhaps? Yeah, I mean, they made a good buck, but
Hayden was a first rounder, but
they made a good buck. Where was he? Was he with the Chargers as a first rounder? Where did he end up going in the first round?
Oakland.
Okay. Still, that's a lot of money. Had his checks, even though we offered it, we didn't get any invites to the big game party on Sunday. So you and I will take this one in on our own.
It's probably our just anti-Me Too takes from last
Yeah,
segment.
it's probably our stories. Like, we don't want these guys anywhere near our families, you know?
It's probably safe.
Big story of the day, Chad Hall hired. Wide receiver coach. Okay, Adam Kaplan, who's very connected, said he is possibly the best wide receiver coach in the NFL. He has spent the last 6 years in Buffalo. He's from Atlanta. He went to Air Force, all right, graduated there in 2008 from the Air Force. As a player, he spent a couple of years in Philly, 2010 through 2012. Have to look back on the resume of Doug Peterson to see if there was a connection. See if you can find that out for us, JJ, to see if the connection was there in Philadelphia in the years 10, 11, and 12. He went to San Francisco in 2012 as well, Kansas City in 2013, and spent about 10 days here in 2014.
And, Peterson was the offensive quality control coach and the quarterbacks coach those years.
Okay, so we knew him.
Yeah, they worked together.
As a coach, he's been the offensive assistant in Buffalo in 17 and 18, the wide receivers coach the years 2019 through 2022. He was hired today. He is also married to Matt Stafford's sister. Am I getting that right? Let me read this. Personal life. Hall's sister, Kelly, is married to Matthew Stafford. So his sister is married to Matthew Stafford. That makes him the brother-in-law to Matthew Stafford. So he's a young guy. He's 36. And again, I don't remember him being here for 10 days in 2014.
Yeah, that would have been really impressive if you did.
Yep, I knew very little about him as a coach. But I did talk around with some folks today, including with Adam Kaplan, and I'm told this is a fantastic hire overall for the Jaguars. So that is certainly good news there. I don't think there's any doubt about it. All right, final thoughts. Game, if you believe in anything, if you believe in trends, how about this one for you? Mahomes got the MVP last night. The last 9 MVP winners to go to the Super Bowl have all lost.
Wow.
8 of those are quarterbacks. You got to go back to 1999 when Kurt Warner won the MVP. He won a Super Bowl with the Rams. That is a trend that I am looking at. It is also a trend that I am going against. I am picking Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City to win this game on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's the better quarterback, there's the better coach, and that's all I need. I think the Eagles have been incredibly lucky over the last few months with who they've played quarterback-wise. They've only played 2 decent quarterbacks. One was Aaron Rodgers. They gave up like 30-something points. One was Dak Prescott, who's not even that great. They gave up like 40-something points. I think the Chiefs win, and I think the Chiefs actually win by a couple scores.
I think we'll be close. I think I had a 27. I think I went 24-21 is what I did on the podcast, which is Death, Taxes, and Duval.
I hope it's close.
Alongside Hayes Carline. All right, can we confirm whether or not Hacker is coming in? Because if you haven't heard, there was about a 5-foot snake running in our building. He was actually in our general manager's office, Steve Griffin. But we've had a 5-foot snake, and there's rumors that he's been let out. There's rumors that he has been slithering down the hall, and I heard the word crevice mentioned and saw a tail kind of go in, because we have a couple of mouse holes here.
Yeah, many. This is an older building.
Mm-hmm.
The snake has not been killed, but it was escorted from the premises. So Hack's still a little nervous. I wasn't sure if he was going to show up, but there he is right behind me.
The Jacksonville
Hacker
boys
is here, unafraid.
Okay, Hacker's petrified. Dylan, he's like, I'm from the west side, man. We don't deal with those.
Well, he said there's only one good snake. It's a dead snake.
Yeah, he's like, there's no snakes on the west side, man. I don't deal with those. Yeah. So we'll see.
Couple of manly men walking.
But anyway, we got a snake in the building. All right, there you have. Some will say we have many snakes in the building. All right, but that's another story for another day. Folks, have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Should be a lot of fun. Thank you to the Philly Rooster. Thank you to JJ. My name is Rick Ballou. We will talk.